أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome back to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I will call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Lead Patrick, Lead Counsel Patrick Gomez to lead us in Christian prayers. It seems you are saying something, Mr. Gomez.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, my Lana Junior Paul can do a very good prayer. He's a pastor. Yes.
Do you want me to call him?
Yes, please. If the please.
To lead us in the Christian prayer?
Yes.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Sengon, you can then lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Mr. Senghor, thank you. And I hope you will come up with a new prayer. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر وسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجن والناس اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناس الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدر ومدار عظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for what you're doing in our lives. Lord, according to your word, you ask us to ask, and it shall be given unto us. You ask us to knock, and it shall be opened unto us. You ask us to seek, and we shall find. According to that word, Father, we come to you. We ask for wisdom. We ask for understanding. We ask that at the end of the day, we will realize the purpose of the commission. We thank you, Lord, because we know you've answered. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Can we have the witness call?
Good morning, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you once again that you are still on the oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Mr. Cham,
Good morning.
you are welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Mr. Cham, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we have some questions to ask you. One is in relation to the repair of bulldozers D8 and D9. What can you tell us about the process that was followed in relation to the repair of the bulldozers D8 and D9?
The D8 and D9 were borrowed to the council.
Please speak into the microphone.
The D8 and the D9 bulldozers were borrowed to the council by the office of the president.
Yes.
Because at the time we had challenges in dressing the dump site because of the heaps of dumps. So it makes it very difficult for vehicle to go inside the dump site and dump and come out. So as a result, they gave us the 2 machines. So when the machines were collected, I think they were collected from Kanilai. At the time, Kanjura was instrumental to make sure that those bulldozers were transported to the dump site. They started the operations at the dump site, tracing it. So after some time, one of the drivers of the machine, within the dump site, there is a place where which is waterlogged. It's a kind of a lagoon. He drive the bulldozer to inside the water inside.
Yes.
Some reason, I don't know whether it was accidental or intentional, but he was working with the supervision of Kanjura at the time.
Yes.
So the machine stayed there for so long because we tried to take it out, but to no avail. So
yes,
then the D8 was working, and then continuously. So until a time we were able to take the D9 out, because so many people were involved to make sure that we took out the machine. Because one, it is not ours, it has been borrowed. Two, it's also helping us enormously. So when we succeeded in taking the bulldozer out of the water, it was not operational. Probably, I don't know, maybe it has been soaked into water for so long, and corrosion also happened to some of the machines. So the DA, since it was also being overused, it also developed some complications. Sometimes it works, sometimes it breaks. So we decided to maintenance the D9. So that's how it comes. So at the time I was acting CEO, so I instructed that this machine should be. Is there any possibility? Is there any possibility for this machine to be maintenance? I was told that fine, this could be. I think our in-house mechanics were involved in trying to take out the machine out. So then they advised that this thing need to be serviced, otherwise it cannot be operational.
Yeah.
So we engaged the procurement to see, for us to know how much this will take us to maintenance. So the procurements were involved. So
how did you engage them?
They were informed to make sure that they request for quotations.
How were they informed?
At the time, we told them that we need to make sure that this machine is repaired.
And
so
So this we you are referring to, is it the contracts committee or the management, or you
It's
as
not the committee, it's the man, the Kanjura at the time, who was directly involved in the operations of that use of was
let me ask, so the contracts committee was not involved?
at the time the contract committee was not involved because we request for we asked the procurement to find out from the mechanism around.
Yes.
How much will it take to put the bulldozer up and running?
Yes.
So they brought quotations, and we saw that it was not above the threshold to be taken to the contract committee.
It was not above the
threshold, the cost. It was below 500,000 at the time.
And any amount below 500,000 should not go to the contract committee.
Should go to the contract committee.
Any amount below?
Above.
Above should go. How about below?
No.
It should not go.
Yes. So that is request for quotations.
Any amount below 500,000 should not go.
So any amount above 500,000 should be tendered. So that's where the attention of the contract committee can be called, and then the tender can be floated for potential bidders to bid for such a kind of service. Or
so the amount to have it repaired was below 500,000?
Yes, for D9 was below 500,000 at the time.
Okay. For D9?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the procurement process that procurement process.
Yes.
And then we also realized during the process, when the processing also start, the D8 was functional, so it also subsequently had a breakdown.
Yes.
So we also decided that we have to maintenance that one because the D8.
Yes.
Because during the period we were hiring, because at the time we thought that we can only maintenance one.
Yes.
And also keep the one that comes from the mold, and see what can be done with it.
Yes.
So I'm not sure which D8 or D9, the one we first started to process for procurement.
Okay.
But that during the period we also were hiring, because a day hire for bulldozer is 45,000.
Yes.
At the dump site. So we feel we use our wisdom that if we maintenance these machines, it costs us less because we only buy fuel. Yes. And that's less for the council.
Yes.
So that's when procurement was involved to request for proposals, quotations. So they did that, and then it came to our level. We approved for the maintenance.
How much was spent on D8? How much?
It's for something. I can't recall, but it's for something.
Let me show you the exhibits for D8 and D9. Have a look at voucher number PV190468. Now. Yes. You recognize that voucher?
Yes, I do.
What is that voucher on?
Yes, it's voucher for D8.
It's for D8.
D8, yes.
What is the amount?
It's 491,000.
And
276.
so you had the 3 quotations?
I beg your pardon?
Was there the 3 quotations?
I'm seeing only one quotation here.
Only one.
Yes.
Why is that?
That's what I can find.
Is there any reason why you have one?
No, I don't know. They are supposed to be 3.
You were the acting CEO then?
Yes, at the time, yes.
And you did not subject this to through the contracts committee because your belief was it is below $500,000.
Yes.
Is that what the law says, or is that just your belief?
That's the norm because it is within our spending, the CEO spending at the time.
What do you mean when you say that's the norm?
That is within the limits of the CEO spending.
Can you guide us through the relevant law that you are relying on to say it is within the CEO spending?
The only provision for this is when it is above 500,000.
Yes.
It can be, you have to float it, you have to tender it, and potential bidders can come for it.
The CEO having the right or the powers to sanction payment of $500,000 without subjecting it through the contracts committee.
And
I want to see whether you can help us with any legislation. If it is the Procurement Act or regulation, you just show us where it says that you can approve payment of $500,000 without subjecting it through the contracts committee.
I do not know any law regarding the
Yes, go ahead.
what should be taken to the contract. But what I do know,
yes,
when it comes to procurement guidelines,
yes,
any amount above the limit of 500,000 need to be floated.
Yes.
For tender.
Yes.
So if you cannot tender single-handedly, you have to involve the contract committee.
Yes.
To work on that.
Let me guide you through what RFQ is. Let me ask you to be given the financial manual. Go on to page 48. Are you with me on page 48? You will see section 608, request for quotations.
Page 48.
Yes. Are you there?
Yes.
It says.
Which line are you there?
Page 48, section 608, procedures for a request for quotation.
Okay.
Says the request shall contain a clear statement of the requirements. Before that, one says quotation shall be requested from at least 3 bidders.
Yes.
The request shall contain a clear statement of the requirements of council as to quality, quantity, terms, and time of delivery, as well as any other special requirements, and shall be formed by using DBA Form 101, request for quotation. Bidders shall be given adequate time to prepare their quotations. Each bidder is permitted 1 quotation, which may not be altered or negotiated, and which shall be submitted in written form. Quotations may also be submitted by facsimile or email or in any other form that leaves a record of the content of the communications and is acceptable to council. So whether it is RFQ or tender, they are all subjected to bidding. Do you see that? Do you see that?
Yeah, I've seen the mention.
And then council must send quotations to at least 3 possible bidders. And the quotation, the request that you will send has to have certain information. Do you see that? As to quality, quantity, time, and terms of delivery, and any other special requirement. Was that done?
I think what this area is talking about is if you request for quotations from 3 bidders, this is where you look at the.
I agree. Did you request for a quotation?
I beg your pardon?
Did you request for quotation from 3 bidders?
Yeah.
Where is this request that you have sent to 3 bidders?
It's not myself per se requesting for quotation. This at the time is the procurement office, because we have a procurement office, procurement manager.
Was this done by the procurement?
That's what I'm saying. I'm only seeing one quotation here, because
Mr. Cham, the issue, whatever procurement does, you have to verify to see whether the proper procedure is followed before you approve payment, correct?
That's correct.
Did you verify?
Yes, for this case, because our procurement unit has a procurement manager.
Yes.
And they have been in procurement for so long. So
yeah, yes.
They are qualified. They've been long been in procurement process.
Yes.
So during this time, for me,
yes,
I would say it was an oversight, because
yes,
if I had looked properly, I would have seen only one quotation. But I was having the confidence that there was a quotation, and this
is
was
the answer no? I'm still waiting for the answer. Is the answer no?
What's the question?
Good. The question is, were requests sent, at least minimum of 3 requests sent to possible bidders? You had told us you've adopted
Yes,
RFQ.
that one I cannot confirm that, because
You cannot confirm.
the procurement we are supposed to, that was the job of the procurement office.
That was the job of the procurement. It was very, very correct. And that was your job to verify, correct as well?
Correct.
Did you verify?
I did not verify well. This was an oversight, to be honest with
It
you.
was an oversight.
To be honest.
Good. And now you see that the procedure was not followed. Now you have seen
Yes,
that procedure was not followed.
that's right.
And this payment was done to which bidder? Who won?
Yes. It was the last name is in the voucher. This is
The supplier's name is
this one is a procurement
yes,
guide.
Nkolan won.
Yes.
The bidding.
Yes.
Do you know how? What was the yardstick to determine whether there's a company or the business that can offer the best service in this repair?
I do not know, because I was having faith in the procurement office to give us value for money, and also know that the competence, because at the time, allow me, at the time,
Go ahead.
At the time,
yes,
I do not interfere in procurement process.
No.
And I do not know suppliers. I do not know who can provide the best service. I'm not a technician. So I have confidence in them that whatever they provide me when it comes to giving a contract for service or buying service, they have given me the best, and it is within the threshold.
Mr. Cham, that would not be a correct statement because of your capacity as CEO. You were the head of the procurement organization. You were the chief accounting officer at the time. Is that not the case?
True.
You had an obligation to make sure that everything is done the right way. The procedures are followed, procurement regulations are followed before you approve. The approving authority is you. Is that not the case?
That's
you had told the commission, you know you had this oversight function. Before you sign the check,
that's true.
Sanctioning payment, procedures must be followed.
That's the case.
So where procedures are not followed and you sanction payment, who would be at fault?
I don't know.
You will be at fault because you have the burden. Maybe I can aid you by referring you to the financial manual. You can turn to your role as CEO, page 8, section 202. You may turn, please.
The same person?
Yes, page 8. Are we together? Are we together?
Page 8, yes?
Yes, it says the chief executive officer. As the accounting officer of council.
What line is that?
Section 202.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
As the accounting officer of council, he or she shall be responsible for the general management and supervision of the financial and accounting operations of the councils and the safeguarding of the council's assets in accordance with the relevant sections. He is personally responsible for the due performance of the financial duties of council, the observance by employees of council of all financial and accounting instructions issued from time to time, the proper disbursement of such monies from the purchase of goods or acquisition of services for the day-to-day administration of the council. We can even stop here. The law says you are personally responsible. Do you see that?
Yes.
And I now ask you, who would be responsible?
You know, there are responsibilities that are direct. There are some responsibilities that are indirect.
Are you indirectly responsible or directly responsible?
I'm indirectly responsible.
Indirectly responsible.
Yes.
Now, you had sanctioned the payment of $1,006,000 to Mr. Khan. You had approved the payment of $1,066,000 to Mr. Kanjura Khan for the repair of bulldozers D8 and D9.
Put together, it's not 1 million. Each transaction was treated differently. Each bulldozer was transacted differently. So you will say, based on the voucher that you have before you, that was 460 or 91,000.
Go ahead.
So that's the one you showed me.
Yes.
Yes.
Altogether, the amount you had approved is $1,066,000.
It's a
D8 and D9.
It's a different transaction.
Why? How is it different?
It's a different transaction just by the voucher that you have. You know, you showed me the voucher for D8.
Yes.
So this thing do not happen on the same date, I believe.
They didn't happen on the same date.
It does not happen in the same date.
Did Mr. Kani travel on 2 separate occasions for the repair of this D8 and D9 to Dakar?
Two?
Mr. Kanjura Kani.
Yes.
Did he travel on 2 separate occasions for the repair of these 2 bulldozers?
I can't remember that one.
You cannot remember.
Yes.
He traveled on the same day. Let me read to you what his statement reads about D8, D9. He says on the first page, I understand that the said bulldozers were received from the Army commander in Tenelai and transferred to backward site at the expense of KMC. And had the request approved and eventually the bulldozers were transported to backward dump site. The bulldozers were not in very good condition when they were transported to the dump site and they were maintenance by Council's mechanic, Buba Kujabi, and started operation. Later, I received the information that one of the bulldozers, D9, had a problem, and I went to the dump site and found the bulldozers being driven into a ditch at the dump site. Later on, a councillor in the person of Peters assisted the council and removed the said bulldozers from the ditch. Having discussed with Lai, I told him to assess the conditions of the bulldozers and get back to me, which he did and said to me that he can fix the bulldozers at the sum of $80,000 each, which cumulatively amounted to $160,000 for 2 bulldozers, which information I relay to council through my line that the directorate. So before I proceed, it's very clear we were dealing with 2 bulldozers at the same time. Even if you want to split it in the payment, Mr. Khan knew what he was doing, and he had 2 bulldozers that had problems, and they needed to be fixed. Now, during the discussion, Lai requested to go with the mechanic to his mechanic workshop in Senegal for successful repairing, which information I relayed to council and was later agreed. And subsequently, Lai transported the machine to Senegal. Prior to the transportation of the machine to Dakar, I engaged Lai to provide me with a list of parts to be bought for the maintenance of the said bulldozers, machines. And he provided me with a list. Also, I contacted someone in Senegal and found out the cost of the maintenance of the said machines. Initially, the agreement was myself, Fado Sonko, Buba Kujabi, and my official driver. So do you see? And when it comes to receiving the money, he said, having received the money, I left for Senegal for the mission with my official driver and purchased the required parts and handed them over to the mechanic line and had the machines fixed. I spent 7 days in Senegal. So he's traveled one day to fix 2 bulldozers. The transaction was one and the same. Monies were paid to Nkolan's account. You understand that? And he withdrew the money and traveled to Dakar to fix these 2 bulldozers. So it's not 2 separate transactions.
The vouchers are the same.
See, the values are different. The payments are different. That does not make the work, it doesn't make the work to be different.
My understanding of this is the transactions are different, the vouchers are different, and there are two amounts that.
How much did you pay altogether to Nkolan?
I don't know the amount. If you add them, you will see.
I told you the amount is $1,066,000.
On the 2 vouchers.
Yes.
And what is in the other voucher? Because you showed me only 1 voucher.
No, don't worry about it, Mr. Cham. Let me show you the bank account of Nkolan. Can I have the exhibits, please?
No, what I want to see, the 2 vouchers
for the 2. You don't tell me what I show you. Do you understand that?
No, you showed me 400.
You don't tell me what I show you. Me out and you will. Let me show you the bank statement of Nkolan Construction. The voucher PV number 190378 with respect to the payment of 50% down payment for the travel. And the necessary supporting documents.
Where's it? Do you have the other voucher with you?
Mr. Cham, I have shown you a voucher. Can you please tell us what that voucher is?
I only see 1 voucher. Can I see the other one?
Cham,
Mr. Cham.
Yes.
If you ask the question again, you will slip in mile 2 right away. You answer the questions, you are not supposed to ask him questions. Do you get that? I am just telling you. I don't need any response from you. Answer the questions. If he needs to ask you and you respond, and he doesn't want to show you any voucher, he will not show you any voucher. You are seated there to answer questions. Do you get that? Please proceed.
Mr. Cham, can you please, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Can you please put down your phone?
Yes, the ones that I have based on this bank statement.
Just please put down your phone.
I'm adding the total.
Can you please put down your phone?
Okay.
Thank you. Now, I have given you a voucher. What is that voucher about? Do you recognize that voucher?
I beg your pardon?
Do you recognize that voucher?
The one you showed me?
Yes.
Previously?
The one you have currently.
Is this okay? Is this not a bank statement that? This is a bank statement.
And attached to the bank statement is a voucher. Correct? Yeah. Is there a voucher attached to that bank statement? Do you see a voucher attached to the bank statement, Mr. Cham?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking. You mean do I see?
A voucher attached to the bank statement.
Yes, I saw the voucher. It's here.
What is the voucher about?
122,500.
What is the number? The PV number?
Is 190378.
What is the description of the voucher?
Being 50% payment for the cost of maintenance and transportation of bulldozer D8 and 9 from Dakar as per the number.
50% payment.
Yes.
What is the amount?
The amount is 122,500.
122,500.
Yes.
And it says being 50% payment for?
For the cost of maintenance and transportation
Of
of D8 and 9.
D8 and 9.
Yes.
Does that not suggest it is one transaction?
The transportation.
Yes.
That's the transportation.
Yes. So is it not one transaction?
To my understanding, it's not one transaction.
Okay. Now let me show you the other voucher. You have PV 190469. That is for the $552,504. And PV 190468. Yes. So the first one I have given you, what is the voucher number that you have?
That is PV 190469.
The date of the voucher?
Pardon?
Date.
The date is 18th of July 2019.
18th July
2019.
2019.
Yes.
Description?
This is being cost of spare parts for the repairing of bulldozer D9 as per this number, the number 00.
Day 9.
Yes.
The second voucher? Yes, the PV number?
Is PV 190468.
Description, date?
The date is July 18, 2019.
So it's the same date with the first.
Yes.
Description?
It is being cost of spare parts for the repairing of bulldozer D8. D8.
D8.
Yes.
Now, who is it paid to? The recipient?
I beg your pardon?
The recipient.
Yes. The It's in Kolan.
For both vouchers, both payments.
Correct, yes.
And was there a receipt attached to these two vouchers? Were there receipts issued?
Yeah, there are receipts.
What is the receipt for the first voucher? On the first voucher?
The first voucher, the receipt is it is 491.
No, the date on the receipt.
The date on the receipt.
Yes.
Okay. 18th of July 2019.
Second?
It's the same date.
So the supplier is the same?
Yes, correct.
The date of the voucher are the same?
The dates on the voucher are the same.
The issue is for the repair of D8 and D9?
Yes.
The transportation is the same?
Yes, I guess, yes.
So what makes it different? Let me have it. Do you now see why it is the same transaction?
Yeah, the request date for maintenance.
Do you now see why it is the same transaction?
The request for maintenance of each of them is dates is different. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, the date for the request for their maintenance, but the processing at the finance department and the procurement happens the same date, but the request for maintenance happened at it.
And you paid to Uncle on the same day?
Yes, that's true.
Is that not the case?
That's true.
Now, do you still maintain that they are different, or is it the same transaction?
They are different.
They are different. Why did Nkolan win the first and the second?
Why?
Why was he awarded the first contract and the second contract as well? Let me have those vouchers.
Yeah, that one I do not know because that's the procurement too.
That's procurement.
Yes.
Do you sit at the contracts committee?
Yes, I do.
Was this issue discussed there?
I cannot recall that one.
You don't recall?
Yes.
Whether it was discussed there?
Yeah, to be honest.
Please write it down. We will request the minutes of contracts committee if this issue was discussed. What is your role? Let me read to you the functions of the contracts committee. 775, page 85. It says the functions of a contracts committee shall include A, verification of proper procurement planning and availability of funds. B, approval of the invitation to bid and the bidding documents. Do you see that? RFQ is subjected to bidding, as we have seen, correct?
Yes.
And it is the responsibility of the contracts committee. C, approval of the use of even single source procurement in accordance with the regulation. D, the opening of bids. E, comparing and evaluating the bids and selecting the winning bid subject to subsection 1, sub F, paragraph F. It says, submitting the recommendations resulting from the evaluation of bids to the accounting officer of the procurement organization concerned or other official designated in the regulations. In the case the value of the procurement exceeds the authority of the contracts committee. G, ensure that stores and equipments are disposed of in compliance with the Act. Everything starts with the contracts committee.
Yeah, there are some procurements that don't go to the contract.
Show us the proof. The law says otherwise. So where is your proof? Every procurement must pass through the contracts committee. Even single source, the most minor one, must be recommended by the contracts committee. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. If at all that's the law, I have not seen the law anyway. But if at all you maintain this,
now you have seen the law, and I go further. Section 76 says the establishment of the procurement units. The head of the procurement organization, that is you as the CEO, shall establish a specialized procurement unit and assign to the heads of those units authority to conduct procurement activities in accordance with the Act and regulation. 2, the procurement unit shall be directly answering to the head of a procuring organization. Do you see that?
Yes.
So now, Mr. Cham, you don't have an excuse of not following the law. And sadly, you don't have an excuse of being ignorant of the law. Do you understand that? The law is the law. It has to be followed. This particular procurement, at no given point in time did you subject it to the proper procedure. And why is that? Is it because you did not know? Or is it oversight?
To be honest with you, I told you it's an oversight because it was through the procurement office. My expectation is that the procurement should do the job in the right way. So probably due to busy schedules, this might have passed through notice. But to be honest with you, it's an oversight.
Mr. Kani went to Dakar, allegedly purchased these goods. Were there delivery notes? Do you know about delivery notes?
Yes.
You know about delivery notes?
Yes.
What is a delivery note?
Delivery notes is when the goods are delivered to the right.
Was that done?
I'm not sure. I can't recall that.
You don't know.
I can't recall.
You subjected $1,060,000 without knowing whether the goods that were said to be purchased were delivered. Do you not think that is very serious?
You know, there are 3 transactions involved here.
Yes.
The D8 cost and the D9 cost.
Yes.
Is less than 1 million.
What is your point?
So the transportation cost is separate, which has nothing to do with the procurement, the other side.
What is your point?
My point is there are 3 different transactions.
I'm asking you whether you have had delivery notes. I've already passed that issue.
Okay.
I've asked you whether you now have had evidence of delivery of the machines.
No, I don't, unless I find out. I'm not sure.
But why is that? Why would you subject $1,060,000 without knowing whether the machines were purchased or not?
I'll have to find out from the procurement.
Write it down. Were these machines fixed?
Yeah, they were fixed.
What is your evidence?
I was told they were fixed. So
I
believe them because they started operations.
You were told by?
Yes.
Who told you?
By the team on the ground at the site.
Give us the name of the team on the ground and we will ask them the information they gave you. What are their names?
No, I'll have to get back to you on this.
No, Mr. Cham, Mr. Kanjura Kani was one of the members of the team.
Yes.
In fact, he was the only one in relation to this particular DA-D9. There is no team. There was no team. Only Mr. Kanye was involved, and you knew this. You did not know or see any other individual in relation to DA-D9, did you?
So you said delivery note. So the delivery note, I will want to find.
I had already passed the issue of delivery note.
Okay.
You see, don't draw me back. Were they fixed? The machines?
I was told they were fixed.
Who told you?
Take Kanjura and others, I think. But
Mr. Kanye told you they were fixed?
Yes.
Was it functional?
I did not go to the site to verify personally, but I believed him that they were fixed.
Did you have did KMC keep a council mechanic? A council mechanic. Did you have a council mechanic at the council then?
Yeah, we have a mechanic.
Did you speak to the mechanic?
No, I did not at the time.
So you could not verify from the mechanic?
Correct.
Why is that? Is there any reason?
No, because there were issues, a lot of issues to handle, not only this one. So, but I did not engage.
So that was not very important to you?
I do not engage him on that, to be honest with you.
Any questions to Mr. Cham?
Yes. Mr. Cham, You have made reference to this $1 million. That is contained in your statement of the 27th of April 2023, where you have indicated in the last line of the last page of that statement that you had no knowledge, that no, not knowledge, sorry, but let me read it verbatim so that it will be clear. You said, that's the last line of the last page, on the last page of your statement, which is there were no $1 million payment to Kanjura Kanye during my time and during any of the time I can remember. Is that statement incorrect?
It's correct because when the investigators asked me that I paid Kanjura, so I do not.
Sorry, please speak into the mic so that I can hear.
Yes, the statement is correct because when the investigators asked me at the time that we had that you paid Kanjura $1 million, I told them this statement. I do not pay Kanjura any $1 million. So, because I have not approved any voucher with the Kanjura name on it, paid to him. So my belief at the time was because I don't even know it has something to do with even bulldozer maintenance. So and I do not know why.
Mr. Cham, you needed to have clarified with the investigators.
Yes, I clarified.
So that they know, you know, why they are saying 1 million to Kanjura.
Yes, so yeah, exactly.
And I believe it should have rang a bell since you are the CEO and some of these vouchers you sign.
Exactly. So what happened? Because when I recall that it was bulldozer maintenance, I told them that the bulldozers were two machines and they were treated separately, different vouchers for the different bulldozers. That was what come to my mind. So if you add the two bulldozers, it will give you 900.
But Mr. Cham, you know that the separation of these vouchers is for convenience and to meet the requirement of your threshold. Is that not the case?
As,
It's for convenience.
as provided by the law.
Yes.
Yes.
It's for the meeting of your convenience as the CEO, you understand, to be able to deal with a particular amount which is at your threshold, not above your threshold.
Exactly.
That is why you separated it. But you have been referred to by the lawyer that the dates are the same.
Yes.
That the dates are the same.
Yes.
And if for any reason you wanted to treat these transactions as a standalone transaction, you know the process would have been different.
Yes. Because
Is that not the case?
because the time we made the decision, Madam Chair, we only wanted to maintenance one. So
Sorry?
we only wanted to maintenance one bulldozer.
Yes, but
because we thought that the amount would be very much. So when we realized that we have the funds to maintenance two, the first request came and it was approved and the process started. And then there was discussions and decision that we should also maintenance the second. So that's why we came to that level. So when the whole thing started, the procurement now was treating them as different. That's why you see them different vouchers. We would have put them all in the same vouchers. Then
no, that is not correct, Mr. Cham. You couldn't have made them in one voucher because it would not have met the requirement for your threshold.
exactly.
So that is why you had to separate it. At some point, you have to separate it to make it two vouchers so that it can meet your requirement. For me, my understanding of the transaction is as a matter of convenience and as a matter of you trying to comply with the law to some degree that is confining yourself to your threshold. Is that not the case?
Yeah, that was it. Yes, in order to abide by the threshold.
That is what I'm saying.
Because what I advise the procurement,
Now listen.
Okay.
Is that not the case that you are trying to abide by the threshold of 500,000 and below?
Exactly.
Thank you. Now, I have one question. This 40 million, the 40 million,
Okay.
can you tell us something about this 40 million that was given as budget support
Yes, that was after my time as CEO. That was after.
No, but you know something about it. We want
Yeah,
you to tell us.
that was the budget. That was what was budgeted to support the project, the Mbalit project.
That was what was given.
Budgeted.
I want to be clear. Um, was it proposed or was it, you understand, approved for the Bali project
It was budgeted and approved.
and approved?
Yes.
All right. We'll get to this 40 million issue. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
Um, Mr. Cham, you had said the only thing that was different was the request because the dates were different. That was why, correct?
I said, we were treating one transaction as only one D8 or D9.
Yes, and you said the requests were different dates.
That's what I think.
Let me show you the two documents. And you can give me the dates on the request for these two. Yes.
Just allow me. Let me go through.
You have seen it? You have seen it? So,
Yes, I've seen one. Yes.
yeah, so the first one is it for D8 or D9? The one you have currently? Or you're looking at?
I'm looking at D9.
D9.
Yes.
When was the request date for D9? The date is there.
Yes. So there are two requests here.
Give me the dates.
Yeah, the first request is 16th of July 2019.
Yes.
Yes, and it was approved on the 16th of July.
Yes.
Okay, the second request, is 11 June 2019.
Yes.
It's approved in 27th of August. This one is not clear. It's August. I think this is it, 2019.
So the 16th July 2019 is the request for spare parts.
Yes,
For
this
D8.
yes, but that one is yes,
We are listening.
yes. That's for spare parts.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now go to the next.
But this other spare parts is different from the one that was requested from 11 of June.
Please go to the next one, the D9. Can I have that voucher and please move to the D9?
This is I'm holding the D9.
That's D9. What's the date on the request? What's the date on the request for spare parts?
The spare part is 16 July.
Let me have that, and then
Okay.
you guide us to D8.
There is another request also for D9, which is 11th of June.
Yes. Now please go to the next one. Yes. What is the request?
This
Into the microphone.
This one is 16 July.
It's the same with the D9.
It's for D8, yes.
The same with the D9 request.
Yes.
The same date.
Yes.
16 July 2019.
Yes.
Is that accurate, sir?
Yes, but I have doubt on this request
What is your doubt, sir?
because I'm seeing the first approval on it is I said approved and then it's not there's a DOA procurement approved, but there is no signature. The date is there. There's another one, number 2 also, Director of Finance approved. That one is signed. And at the back of that page also, the expenses for Bulldozer also approved.
What is your doubt?
So I don't know. I normally sign one approved. I don't do multiple approvals.
You normally sign?
One approval. So even this large page also have an approval.
So what do you? What is your
Anyway.
suspicion?
Anyway, I have doubt of this one. I don't know how this come, but this for the DA.
We want to have even the D9. You did not sign the top approval, the DOA, that's procurement.
The D9 is how many approvals are there?
Let me show it again.
Oh.
And we want to hear what your doubt is clearly. If you can communicate that very well. Yes.
Okay, it's verified. It's
verified.
Yes.
And just to confirm, you were saying there were 2 requests for D9. There were no 2 requests. The one for 11th of June 2019, the letter is not a request.
Okay, okay. The one is finally moved from the okay.
Yes, it's just notify you of the state of the machine, the bulldozer. Is that not correct?
Okay, that was when it went into water.
Yes. So there are only 2 requests one for D8 and one for D9, and they are the same date. Is that correct?
Yes, you are right.
Yes. Let me please have it. So what you have done in procurement is called either splitting of procurement or lotting of bidding of procurement, correct? Do you understand that?
I do not understand your question.
So I say I'm just trying to tell you to separate a procurement that should be the same and you divide it into 2 or 3, it's called lotting of procurement or bidding, or splitting of procurement. And the law requires that you must provide the grounds as to why you would split or put it into lots. So let me refer you to page 19 of section 38 of the regulation, which says lotting of procurement. When lotting of procurement is technically or financially feasible, the procurement may be divided into lots awarded via separate procurement contracts. Number one, there was no contract in this case, correct? No contract was awarded. Yes, this particular payment.
No.
Good. The other sub 2 says if one or more lots are not awarded, the procurement organization may initiate a new proceeding modifying the content of the lots. And the third one is any lotting of procurement and the grounds thereof should be noted in the record of the procurement proceedings. And that was not done. The grounds as to why you will even divide procurement has to be.
I don't get you clear.
It says any lotting of procurement and the grounds thereof shall be noted in the record of the procurement proceedings. You see that? Even if you choose to adopt, the contracts committee wants to adopt lotting of procurement, to divide it, maybe because they feel it is financially feasible. It is in the interest of the organization, the area council, that you give one contract to one successful bidder, another contract to another successful bidder. The law says you will have to put down the grounds as to why you adopt that procedure. So there was no contract one. There was no procedure for lotting two. This did not pass through contracts committee 3, and these are facts. Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Okay. Now, the last issue on to respect the D8, D9 is in relation to trying to understand whether you in fact know the company in Kola.
I do not know Kola. I never met.
Mr. Kani would subsequently withdraw 99% of the 99.99% of the amount paid to Kolan, and he will travel to Senegal supposedly for these machines. Were you aware of this?
I was not.
Mr. Cham, you please speak louder. The audio is not clear.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, please.
I was not aware.
You were not aware of this. The proprietor of Unkolan testified yesterday and clearly said he didn't even take part in any form of bidding. That he was just trying to help Mr. Kani, and monies were paid to his account. He was extremely sick, very sick, and he had to sign checks and give it to Mr. Kani. Were you aware of this?
Where?
Were you aware of this?
To be honestly, I was not aware. All those days, it was even news to me when I hear that, even at the investigators level, because I personally could not. If you get to in fact, the Colon, I was even thinking that he was the one who is maintaining the stuff.
Yes.
As provided by the procurement.
Yes.
Because I could not add the dots how we can pay to somebody's name and somebody even have access to that account.
Yes.
So to be honest with you, I do not know that was happening.
But that would be very much hard to believe. The reason being, if you look at these vouchers, you will see that there were requests raised by Mr. Kani for payment when he is not a contractor. Do you understand?
I understand.
Yes, requests were raised by Mr. Kani for payment when he is not a contractor. Why would that even happen in the first place? I'm asking you.
Because why he do the request is because he is on the ground and then he is the one who.
But he's not the contractor.
I'm coming. Yes, I'm coming. That's why we did not pay to him. So
No.
he can only notify us. That request is to notify that the bulldozer have a problem.
No.
So, but if we do not see him, Kajura, as a mechanic to repair the bulldozer, in fact, giving him that expertise to maintain the bulldozer himself, because we know he is not a mechanic.
No, but you have to pay to the contractor, the person that you have awarded the contract, and not Mr. Khan.
Exactly. That's
because
what
Mr. Khan cannot raise a request for payment. We have the letter with the date 3rd of July 2019, where there was a request of labor cost from Mr. Khan Mustafa Khan. Says, I write to request for payment of 50% of the labor cost, being part payment for cost of maintenance of D9 bulldozer at the Bagadam site and D8. However, this is the first complete overhaul after it has got removed from the ditch.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah, that was a different, and that was when that was the effort to take the bulldozer from the drifts.
And how much was paid for that?
I can't recall that one.
There was an amount of $122,000, 500. That was payment of 50% of the cost of maintenance and transportation of bulldozer D89 from Dakar, as per attached, the invoice attached.
I think you are this thing are too. When he tried to remove the bulldozer from the water, that's one.
The description says, let me read again. Being part payment for the cost of maintenance and transportation of bulldozers D8 and D9 from Dakar.
Yes.
Made by Mr. Khan Mustafa Khan. And that was wrong. Where he was not the contractor. Is that not the case?
He's not the contractor.
And so that was wrong. You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I said it will be difficult to say that you did not know, because in the beginning you know how involved he was.
You?
When in the beginning you know how involved he was. Sheriff Njai, he testified. You know Sheriff Njai?
Yes.
He testified yesterday. He said that the initial request from Mr. Kanye to be paid $1 million plus, he turned it down because he thought the procedure was not followed. You were the acting CEO then. If the finance director can say no, this procedure is not correct, then you knew that Mr. Kanye had initially tried to have money paid to him for D8, D9. He was central to this issue.
Yes. At the time, Mr. Kanye did not approach me for the payment of that $1 million to him. Probably he might met Sirif, but not to my level.
No. You know why that is also difficult to believe? Because Mr. Njai is a junior officer to you. He doesn't have the absolute authority to sanction payment without your approval.
Yes.
So everything starts from you and comes to Mr. Njai.
That one do not start. He is director of finance. Mr. Njai was director of finance.
Yes.
So, to be honest with you, I'm being honest with you.
Yes.
Kanjura do not approach me with that 1 million payment.
Very well.
What reached my desk was how it is presented as per the voucher that you see.
Very well. That's all for you regarding D8, D9. Mr. Kanjura Kani had contracts, and you had served as CEO. What is the period of your service as CEO, acting CEO?
1 year, 4 months.
What is the period from which year to year?
That was October 2018 to March 2020.
October 2018.
Yes.
To March?
Yes, 2020.
Do you know how many contracts Mr. Kanye had in this period?
He had so many contracts. I don't know which one, but he had.
He was given honorariums in this period whilst working
What's the date on the?
I will ask the register give you the vouchers in relation to honorariums.
Yes.
You said which month in 2018?
October.
October.
Around mid of October, something like that. Or you can my appointment letter. I think
Yes.
I provided.
Let me show you a voucher for 19th of October 2018. About?
This voucher narration is
Increase your voice, please.
being reformed for 10 days workmanship to Alaji Jalo,
Yes.
the excavator operator
Yes.
at back of the job site.
Cham, please move closer so that we hear what
Being
is.
reformed for 10 days, 10 days workmanship to Alaji Jalo,
Yes.
the excavator operator at the back of the dump site.
Yes. Why was he paid an amount? Do you know?
This one I don't know. I think the finance need to explain this. Because the request here is done, I think, by one Lamin Wali claiming for the 10 days.
Were you the CEO at the time? That's in October, correct?
Yes, yes,
You would have been the CEO at the time.
yes.
So, but you cannot tell us anything about the payment?
I beg your pardon?
You cannot tell us anything about the payment?
I do not understand your question.
So you cannot tell us anything about the payment? No? Why? What was the basis of the payment? Are you want to find out?
Yes, let me find out.
Fair enough, you can write it down.
Yes, I'm done.
We have a contract that was issued to Mr. Kanye for debt recovery in 2020, 2nd March 2020. You were the CEO at the time, acting CEO. Correct?
What was the date?
2nd March 2020.
2nd March 2020.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I think I left on 3rd March.
Yes. So he was given a contract for debt recovery for 1 year, and the salary would be $15,000 monthly. What can you tell us about this award of contract to Mr. Kanye?
I did not get your question.
What can you tell us as to the basis of Mr. Kanye being given a contract for debt recovery?
Mr. Kanye was instrumental in recovering debts when he was serving as an interim management member.
Okay.
At the time before I become CEO.
What is his record
I
in
beg
debt
your pardon?
recovery?
Hmm?
What is his record in debt recovery?
Well, the whole management team, I think they were able to raise the revenue of the council to sub level.
The management team.
Yeah, the entire management team, and Kajura was part of it.
Where's the record?
I do not have record of it, but he was part of the committee that were responsible of going after debtors. I think they divided themselves. The interim management divided themselves into teams. So I think Kajura was leading one of the teams for that. The others were on different activities. So during their 3 months period, they were able to improve the revenue of country. So
what was the amount to be recovered in 2020 prior to the award of contract to Mr. Kanye for debt recovery?
That was the interim time. I do not know.
You do not know. No, but this time, in 2018 March, you were.
Yeah, yeah, because he was given.
How much do you know that he had recovered?
No, I don't.
You do not know. So you cannot back up your assertion that he had been very instrumental without data.
Because based on the
I'm listening.
Yes.
But if you don't have data, how can you back up your assertion?
Anyway, it was the interim management team. Anyway, I cannot say more. But that's the claim they made.
That's the
claim they made.
That's the claim they made.
Yeah,
that claim is unfounded because it is not substantiated.
Yes, I personally cannot validate.
Exactly. Did you raise any issue? Do you know his qualification at this time?
No, I do not.
You do not know. Did you ask?
I do not ask as well.
Did he present his CV?
Pardon?
Did he present his CV?
I never seen his CV.
Now, the other issue is in relation to his up. But in 2020, you were not present. 2020.
Yes.
Sorry. 2021, you were not present. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you know his disciplinary record and at the level of council?
Do I know?
His disciplinary record at level of council.
Not much.
You don't know?
Not much. I don't know.
In 2019, April, 10th of April 2019, Dembo Essensane, you know Dembo Essensane?
Yes, I know.
He wrote a letter to Mr. Kani for a retired impressed. Were you aware of this? Let me show you the letter. That's a letter from Dembo Essensane, correct?
Yes.
What was his role in council, Mr. Sane?
He was the.
Please speak to the microphone.
At the time, he was the director of administration.
Good. Now, can you please read that letter?
I read it, huh?
Yes, sir.
So the letter is after I report finance manager to the above caption, I hereby write to ask you to retire the sum of $180,000 not later than Monday, the 15th April 2019. Big impress issued to you for food for disaster team. Signed Dembosa.
Were you aware of this?
No, I wasn't.
How is that possible as CEO?
This time I traveled to US. This time did not meet me there, I suppose.
Even if you come back, these are records. That's financial. These are financial issues. There would have been bank reconciliations.
Yes, to be honest, I was not aware of this.
I'm just saying, it's one of two things. Either you were not functional, Mr. Cham.
You?
either you were not functional as CEO, or you just knew about it and you just ignored it. He was issued an impress of $180,000 going by that letter. And if you have had a bank reconciliation, he would have captured this, correct?
Yes, I was not aware of this.
Do you want to be given time to give us information about this amount?
I'm totally not aware of this. I'm just seeing this for the first time.
Yes, but we want you to give us an information, because the money has not been retired by Mr. Kanye. We asked Mr. Kanye, he said he also is not aware of this letter.
Really?
Yes, which cannot be true on his side.
But I think the compliance director, the director of admin, Dembo, will be very useful in this.
Absolutely. But as CEO too, you should be very useful. Ideally, you should be very useful in relation to accounting for the finances of council.
Yes, but I'm afraid I'm not aware.
You're not aware of this.
Yes.
May I please have the?
There's another voucher here. Come on.
Lastly, the issue of Mr. Kanye overseeing the position of compliance director. For how long did he occupy this office?
It wasn't long. I cannot say precisely, but it's not more than, it's not long. It's not up to 6 months or for 3 or 2 months. It's not long.
Do you know what his qualification is in relation to compliance?
Do I?
Know what his qualification is in relation to compliance?
You mean compliance director?
Yes.
That's a high level of qualification.
Good. So you will at least need a minimum of a degree.
Yes.
Does Mr. Kanye have a degree?
Yes. Yes.
No, the answer is no. He said no.
I beg your pardon?
The answer is no. He said no. I asked him the question.
That
His highest qualification? He doesn't have a degree.
For Mr. Kanye, I've never seen his document, his credentials. I've never seen it.
Do you think his appointment as compliance director is in line with due process?
He was just doing a temporary oversee until a substantive director was
appointed. Do you
appointed.
think it is in line? The appointment did not say it has to be temporary.
I do not think, if we do not have the qualification, I do not think.
Please come again.
I do not think.
You do not think what?
I said I do not think.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a qualification. You don't think he has a qualification?
No, I said, if at all his qualification is not up to that.
Yes.
So I do not think he qualified for that.
Yes. So now, ideally, you should be in a position to tell us what his qualifications are. But it appears Mr. Kanye was just working at the level of council with absolute freedom, with impunity, in fact. And for whatever reason, it appears as if not even you, the CEO, could do anything about Mr. Kanye's role in council, even though he is the least qualified for the positions he had been occupying. Is that not the correct statement?
So do you want the answer to be yes or no?
No, you can give me.
Or I explain.
You can give me your answer.
You know, Mr. Kanye, the fact that he was appointed as an interim management member, at the time we do not know what qualification they used to appoint him. So our assumption, the people at the council think that he has that qualification. I personally have never laid my eye on it. And then when the new council came in, he was given a contract. So we thought that he still have the capability. Personally, he's very hardworking.
But would you not have, we haven't seen, I have not seen Mr. Kanye's productivity in council. Mr. Kanye cannot even keep records. Mr. Kanye cannot even demonstrate that he can even write apart from writing for requests for money, which he is good at. There is no record. For instance, if I asked you in relation to data of compliance rule, what his records were, would you be able to give me?
His role.
Would you be able to give me his activity report, what he had done at the level of the Directorate of Compliance? The answer is no. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I've never seen his activity report.
He does not write anything. He doesn't. He can't even write an activity report. He says everything is in his head. That's the level of danger that Mr. Kanye exposes the people that he serves. But do you not think you would have reviewed his file to see his level of qualification if he used to be given a contract or an appointment? That would have warranted for you to review as CEO what his qualifications were. Would that not be more appropriate?
You know, for Kanjura's case, it's the council that agreed to appoint him.
Yes, but you can raise your objection as CEO.
Is it the policy makers? When the policy makers decide, we implement.
So
the policy makers make a decision that we should have him.
No, but the policymakers are saying, you are CEO, you are the one running council. That they are toothless bulldog. They have no say in what you do as CEO or as finance director or as that of administration. The argument when they sit here is that they want to wash their hands from all the things that were happening in council, and they want to throw you guys under the bus. Is that how it happened in council?
For us, for me, my take is when we have the elected people who are elected by the people and they came to the council, they are representing their people.
Yes.
And they have the authority to pass resolution.
Yes.
The resolution.
Yes.
So that resolution is bigger than
binding.
Is binding, and
which I agree. And they pass these resolutions and they appoint people. But now, if they say you are responsible, what will be your reply?
Yeah.
What would be your reply as CEO?
For them, that is their opinion.
Now, for you,
for me, what I see that whatever they resolve unanimously.
Yes.
So we do not question the resolution because we feel it is binding.
Yes.
So I think they should be in position.
So who is to be blamed? Council or Mr. Cham sitting as CEO for the appointment on contract for Mr. Kanye?
Yes, Mr. Kanye has so many appointments. A contract.
No, that's why I'm limiting it to your time. For every CEO, they will answer for their time. Now I am asking you, for the appointment of Mr. Kanye, knowing fully well he's not qualified, who bears responsibility? Is it council who appoints Mr. Kanye or you as CEO?
So maybe you can take it this way. The CEO's authority is derived from the powers of the council.
Yes.
So if the council resolves, the CEO has naturally get powers.
So council is responsible
to implement. I think that statement.
So council is responsible? I will take your answer. I just want to hear it from you. Is council responsible?
The CEO derives its authority from the powers of the council.
And so whatever...
If the council resolve unanimously, that has empowered the council, the CEO,
yes,
to implement.
So the council is also responsible. Did I yes?
That answer will be difficult.
No, Mr.
But I think you should understand my statement.
No. You will have to answer the question.
My statement is self-explanatory. It's explicit.
No, there is no...
Mr. Chairman, question.
There is no... Yes.
It's either it's yes or no, or both of you. The council is not above the law. You know that very well. It's bounded by rules and regulations.
Correct.
They act within the precincts of the law. Correct. So it is not alpha and omega. Whatever they do, they are subject to comply with the law. So answer the question. We are
Is the council responsible?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no questions further for this one.
We'll deal with the financial issues, Mr. Cham. Thank you so much for coming. And You are discharged. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please provide the information for us by Thursday.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Can you speak into the mic, please? Hello. Good afternoon. Speak into the mic. See the way I'm holding the mic. Look at me, the way I'm holding. Can you hold the mic like that? Okay. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion? Okay. Mr. Bojan, can you help me? Mr. Bojan, can you sit here? Yeah.
Gloria, can you madam?
No, I want to ask him first, what is his religion?
Olaf,
Mr.
ban laka nga buga laka.
Olaf.
Olaf. Deda mungla like ban da ban logo da julit nga wala kreken na. I'm a Muslim.
Okay. Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make a
Nena kome legi julit nga nda munga ti Quran nga wat wala da nga ekati salo nga wat. Wow, I'm ready to hold the Quran.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Can you hold it?
Tieko Sunday nyor. Wow, ekati ko sikaw.
And then repeat after me.
Wow, legi mune nga lu moy wax rek nga topa ko.
I,
Waxal man.
Bubakar Kujabi, do swear that I'll speak the truth,
I speak the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Baji. Mr. Pujabi, sorry.
I'm fine.
You're welcome.
Bismillah.
Okay.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, Mr. Kujabi, please tell the commission your name.
Munesa tura kasanda.
And mangi to the Bubakar Kujabi.
Bubakar Kujabi are my names.
What is your address?
For the coffee,
Talending Kujabi.
Talending I reside.
What is your occupation?
Lan moy sa liggéey Bubakar? Mechanic. My occupation.
Where do you work?
Nena fan nga di liggéey? KMC.
For how long have you been working?
Na depuis kañ yaa ngi liggéey KMC?
Mang for depuis 2000.
This was since the year 2000. Very well.
Were you employed or you have a decent working relationship with the council?
Nena nda yow council yi ñoo la jël dañ la jël liggéey wala dafa nekk suñ sa soxlaay lañ la de o.
No, dañ ma jël liggéey.
I was employed.
Do you have your appointment letter?
nee na am nga sa appointment letter suñu la jëlee liggéey letter bu nga xam ne dañ la ko bindee di la woon ne léegi jël nañ la nga am nga ko.
am na appointment letter.
Yes, I do.
Do you have it with you currently?
nee na fu mu ne nii yaa ngi ko amee fii wala.
déedéet indiwuma ko de.
No, unfortunate. I did not come along with it.
We would request that you please provide us with the appointment letter.
nee na léegi lu ñu soxla la léegi lu ñuy def mooy dañ lay bantuwaat pour nga gis ne lettre boobu dañ ko soxla nga def sa kattan nga isi ko fi.
Okay.
Very well.
Were you also confirmed?
nee na am nga lu ñuy wax confirmation suñu la jëlee liggéey nga liggéey ñaari weer ñetti weer ñu daal di la bind lettre di la woon ne léegi gis nañ ne sa liggéey bi daal mun ngaa continuer confirmation letter.
Confirmation. waaw xam naa loolu waaye aw ma boobu daal.
Yes, I know the confirmation letter, but unfortunately I could not have one.
What is your grade? Do you know your grade?
nee na suñu la grade fay bi nee na xam nga lan mooy sa grade. 8.
For how long have you been grade?
nee na kañ nga door yaa ngi nekk grade 8.
Last year.
Now, as the council mechanic, how will you describe your role?
nee na soo ne man mécanique laa nee na léegi ñu laa laajte yow daal lan mooy sa liggéey. wala lan moo la war.
suma liggéey.
Yes.
suma liggéey mooy maintenance moto council yi.
I am there to make the maintenance of the vehicles of council.
And how do you do this? For instance, if there's a vehicle to be maintenance, what is the procedure?
nee na léegi naka nga ko dee defee su fekkee ne léegi am nañ moto bi nga xam ne dañ ko bëgg a nga liggéey ko yow naka nga ko dee doxalee.
ni ma ko dee doxalee mooy.
waxal ci kaw.
ni ma ko dee doxalee mooy su moto amee problème su ma ko seetee ma xam problème bi.
If it happens there is a vehicle which have a problem, if I inspect the vehicle and know the problem.
luy problème bi loolu lañ dee binda ma jox gaay.
I do write the main problems of the vehicle and I pass it to my guys.
Are you educated?
nee na jàng nga.
No. dañ ma ko dee binda.
They do write it for me.
Now who will write for you?
nee na kan moo la ko dee binda.
Storekeeper.
The storekeeper.
Now, do you have people that don't work in your department?
nee na ndax am na ñu nga xam ne tamit ñu ngi saroon di liggéey sa department bi.
ndax am na.
ndax am na ñu nekk saroon.
waaw am na ñu nekk sama ron.
Yes, I do have juniors.
How many mechanics?
nee na ñaata mécanique.
14.
Now, do you repair all council's vehicles, or for instance, if there's any vehicle that has a problem in council, do they bring it to you, or do they also go to other mechanics outside?
nee na mooy laajte mooy moto council yi nga xam ne yëpp council ñoo ko moom moto boo xam ne am na problème ndax moto boo am problème dañ la koy isi dañ ko dee isi si yow wala am na fan tamit yi nga xam ne su amee problème am na fuñ ko dee yóbbu.
waaw am na yoo xam ne tamit suñ amee problème dafa am fuñ ko dee yóbbu.
Yes, there are certain vehicles when it occurs that they have a problem they take them to a different place.
Why is that?
nee na lu tax loolu.
no xaw ma lan mooy.
I have no idea.
Is that because you cannot solve the problem, you can't repair those cars, or you will be the one to recommend that they have to take it somewhere else?
nee na lan moo dee mën a tax loolu ndax dafa nekk yow problème yi nga xam ne moto boobu am na ko doo ko mën a liggéey wala yow yaa leen de woon wala recommend ne léegi dem leen place nangam. No.
Do you think that's proper? That they will go to other mechanics?
nee na ndax foog nga ne wala noo sa gis-gis bi ndax loolu dafa war wala déet.
When you can solve the problem?
yow yaa ngi foofu yaay seen fita pour nga liggéey moto bi wala problème bi ñu bàyyi la yóbbu ko feneen ndax dafa war wala warut.
loolu warut.
That is not correct.
Now, there was a period that there were two bulldozers, D8 and D9, that had issues.
nee na dafa amoon jamono yi nga xam ne ñaari bulldozer yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ko D9 ak D8 dañu amoon ay yaba.
And they had to take these machines, Mr. Kan Mustafa Kani.
nee na te ku ñuy wax Kan Mustafa Kani dafa war a yóbbu machine yi.
For it to be fixed.
pour nga gis ne ñu mën a koo liggéey.
Do you recall this?
nee na mbaa mën ngaa fàttale ko yooyu.
baax a baax.
Very well.
What do you know about?
loo xam si loolu.
bulldozer bi D8.
di D8 bulldozer.
dafa daanu woon si pax bi dafa doon des mu daanu si pax bi.
It happens it was walking and it fell on the water.
so bu mu daanu si pax bi.
When it happens it fallen in the water.
driver bi try naka la moo génnee
The driver tried how to get it out of the place,
mënut a génna
but to no avail
pax bi dafa xóot.
because there is a deep hole.
So léegi man ma ñëw ma ne ma woon ko fan la war a taxaw pour xëj na suñ amee lenge pour ekkati ko.
Well, that was the time I came and I advised him, for instance, if they got a crane, where the crane is supposed to stand so that we can pull this.
Because beneen boor bi yëpp mbalit la benn boor boobu rek moo am foo xam ne fu dëgër.
Because where I saw him is the only place where the crane can stand, because the other side are all dump side.
Ok bu mu taxawee foofu.
When it happens, it stand there.
So si laa ko ne mu bàyyi ko foofu noonu mu fay ko foofu.
I then said to him that now leave the thing there.
So bu mu ko fayee foofu noonu ñu bàyyi fa moto bi ñu bàyyi fa machine bi.
After we then when he switched off the crane, then we left the how to call it.
Ok si lañ jël machine suñ leen try mënuñ koo génne ñu contract ko Kanjura.
Then we tried, but unfortunately we could not be able to pull it out of that port. Then what we did, we contracted Mr. Kanjura.
Mr. Kanjura bu mu ko try mënu koo génne.
When he tried, but unfortunately he could not be able to take it out.
You jox ko Peter.
We then gave it to Peter.
Peter si la ko try.
Peter then tried.
Wow, si la ñu wax ne ñu dimbale ko naka lam koo génnee.
Then he then asked our assistants to see how he can be able to take it out of the hole.
Man ak suma team bi.
Myself and my team.
Si lañ try si lañ dimbale Peter.
That is how we assisted Peter.
Mu hire bulldozer.
He then hired a bulldozer.
Ak shovel.
And a shovel.
Wow. Moom lañ ko try bañ ko génnee.
That is how we tried until we success by taking it out of the hole.
Boobu tamit nuñ ko génnee mooy dañ ko gas.
But when we were doing it, it happens that we dig until we could be able to achieve what we wanted.
Dañ ko gas mu leebul pour ñu mun koo xëcca.
Then it was deep. Then we just dig it until we got the level so that we can be able to pull it out.
Bu loolu amee after dañ wàcce si suuf buñ ko xëccee mënuñ koo génnee.
When we started pulling it, we could not be able to take it out, but we then get inside the hole.
Dañ wàcce si suuf ñu génnee drive shaft yi.
Then we get to it and we remove the crankshaft.
Pour mu mun a oyof.
So that it can be light.
So buñ defee loolu si lañ ko soog a génnee.
From there, then that is how we could be able to pull it out of the hole.
Waaw waaye yàgg na foofu nag bala ñu.
But the machine was very long inside the water.
Now, these two.
Sorry, how long?
Nena sona yàgg bi lan la bu mu nekkee bu mu daanoo ak duñ ko génne yàgg bi mooy lan.
Am na fa almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months.
Thank you.
2 months.
Continue.
2 months.
Yes. Now, after it was removed, was it functional or it had issues?
Nena léegi wax nga ne.
Mechanical problem.
Def ngeen seen kattan ba ngeen génne ko si pax bi. Nena bi ngeen ko génne si pax bi naka la machine bi fu mu toll woon ndax dafa baaxoon wala du baaxoon.
No, dafa amoon problem because dafa jël ndox.
There was a problem because it absorbed water.
That is D8?
Nena bu mooy ban machine
D9.
D9.
How about D8?
Nena affaire D8 na.
D8 bi moom boobu dafa coolé woon.
For D8, unfortunately, it have a problem, machine problem. It was what we normally call cooling.
Now, Mr. Kanye contracted a company in Nkolan. You know Nkolan?
Nena bala mu la tenda hanga company punya wa Nkolan. No.
So in short, he brought some mechanics.
Nena kon pukatal wa mu dafa isi on ay fita.
That were different from you and your team.
Ñi nga xamne bokut ak yow ak sa team bi.
Wow.
Work on this machine.
That is correct. Nena pour ñu liggéey machine bi.
Can you please explain that part?
Nena mbaa mën nga ñu leeral foofu.
Waaw. Buñ génnee machine bi ba pare.
When we remove the machine already.
Buñ génnee machine bi.
After removing the machine already.
Okay. Sila buñ détecté problem bi yëpp ba pare.
And after when we detected the problem on the machine.
Okay, si lañ decide ne dañu war a tas machine bi.
That is how now we decided that we should try to open the machine.
Waaw, okay, léegi ñun ñu ngi déglu pour ñu joxe order pour ñu tas ko.
And now we are listening for the order so that we can be able to operate the machine.
Ñu dégg ne am na yeneen mécanique yu fa nekk.
Later we heard that there was a different mechanics there.
So buñ ma driver suñ driver ñoom wax ne am na yeneen mécanique yu nekk foofu.
I was informed by our drivers that they brought a different mechanics.
So buñ ma ko waxee rek.
When I was informed,
ma ne leen ne ok kon boobu amul problème kon noppal nañ ma.
I agreed. I say okay, there's no problem. Then I think now I'm relieved.
Waaw.
So you were never informed?
Then I kon yow musuñ la ko yëgal.
No.
Was that problem something that you could have fixed with your team?
Nee na kon machine panam bi kon yow ak sa liggéeykat yi mu ngeen ko liggéey.
Yes, because machine bi D9 bi.
Yes.
Moom lañ njëkk a indi.
Yes, because the D9 was the one which first came.
Man maa ànd ak gaay ba Kanilai ñu indi ko.
Myself accompanied them to Kanilai.
Buñ ko indee dafa am turbo problem.
When we brought it, unfortunately, there was a turbo problem.
Waaw fekk am na benn Nigerian bu nekkoon bu lidoon team bu gaay indi woon kooku mooy expert yi lifin.
And
Caterpillar.
it happens there was a Nigerian expert who they brought, and he was the expert for the Caterpillar.
So buñ ko indee.
When he was brought.
Bu mu ñëwee buñ lifin bi amee problème buñ gisee ne turbo bi am na problème.
When we realized that there was a turbo problem.
ñu génnee turbo bi.
We then remove the said turbo.
Waaw. So kooku mu ne turbo bi duñ ko mën a liggéey fii Sénégal la wala Nigeria ñu fly.
He then advised us to say that turbo cannot be able to repair here unless Senegal or Nigeria.
Mu ne turbo bi lim cost is 400,000.
And he said the cost of that repair will be 400,000.
Okay. Bu mu waxee loolu noonu.
When he said so.
Si laa ko ne ok léegi pour man nax ko rek. Man ko léegi man am na tubaab boo xam ne bu ma dee liggéeyal turbo yi.
I then said to him that now I have a white man who used to repair these turbos, but that was just a false statement.
So ñu dem wàccee ko buñ ko wàccee mu ñibbi.
Then from there I dropped him off for him to go home.
So man ma jël turbo bi yóbbu ko si office bi.
I then took the turbo to my office.
Ma liggéey ko foofu noonu.
I then repaired it there.
Ba mu baax.
Until it is good.
Fekk spenuñ fa dara.
And they did not, nothing was spent.
Si ëllëg si ñu dem fix ko.
The following day it was fixed.
Buñ ko moom si boppam buñ ko ooyee pour mu ñëw ne turbo bi pare na nanguute ñu.
And that individual, when he was called and informed that the turbo was ready for him to come and see, he refused to come.
Why do you think he refused to come?
Nee na lan nga foog wala lu tax moom ñëwtoon pour seet turbo bi.
Xaw ma lan mooy problème.
I can't tell exactly what was the problem.
Is it because what he told you initially and the cost to fix it was really not true?
Nee na ndaa mun naa nekk lum la wax naka la koy liggéey ak price bi dafa nekkoon loo xam ne amutoon du dëgg. Yes.
Because what he told you was about $400,000 plus.
Nee na moom lum la wax mooy lu topp wala lu tegu si 400,000.
And you had fixed it at no cost.
Te yow bi nga ko liggéey dépense leen dara si bon si kawam. That's correct.
So you had saved council more than $400,000.
Nee na kon soo ko seetee yow sa boppa xaar nga council li nga xam ne ëpp na $400,000. Yes.
Should they not have done the same thing when this issue of the machines DNA had problems to consult you?
Kon machine yooyu bu ñu demee ba ñu gis ne amat nañ problème ndaa mënuñ def façon yooyu pour gis la ñu gis ne ndaa mën nga ko liggéey wala mënuloo ko liggéey.
Non defuñ loolu.
Nee na ndaa mënuñ koo def pour gis la.
Du loolu mooy lu war pour nga def.
Nee na mbaa du loolu mooy lu war pour ñu gis la yow sa bopp wax la ne machine bi dafa am problème wala.
Non defuñ loolu.
No.
What you are speaking with.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I just want to get the message right.
Yeah.
Let me repeat.
Chairperson, I was grateful for the guidelines.
The guidelines.
Thank you.
Thank you for the reminder. Yes. Just for the witness to know that he had saved a significant amount of money in relation to the first problem.
Nee na soo ko seetee lu tax mu wax la loolu comme problème bu njëkk bi nga xam ne wax nga ne turbo bi moo am problème. Nee na yow xaar nga leen ñu dépense foofu xaalis bu bëri parce que lu ñu waroon a dépense loo ko yow liggéey nga ko te feeñu budul.
The machines have a problem subsequently.
Nee na machine yi dal di amaat problème.
Is it not proper for you to be contacted?
Nee na ndaa warutoon pour ñoom ñu wax la ko yëgal la ko. Machine bi amaat nañ problème.
So that you can advise.
Pour ñu déggal naka loo mën a wax si machine yi.
As to what need to be done.
Lan la ñu war a def wala lan la machine yi soxla pour def leen pour def.
war nañ ma ko wax.
Yes.
suñ ko jox keneen sa war nañ ma ko.
Yes, it was necessary for me to be informed. If I'm not working it, but it will be given to someone, let me be informed.
Now, the council in the second problem,
Then as society ñaareel problem bi.
they spent more than $1 million.
Nee na council bi si boppam lu ñu dépensoon si problème ñaareel problème boobu nee na ëpp na million.
In the name of purchasing spare parts.
Lu ñu waxoon mooy ay bagages lañ jëndoon ay bagages machine lañ jëndoon.
Was it subsequently fixed? Did it fix the problem?
Nee na ndax problème bi mujjee dañ ko mujjee liggéey machine yi paanoon dañ ko mujjee liggéey.
ndax.
da nga def nga am yéen fa loolu.
acca.
machine bi wax nga ne dafa paan. nee na KMC wala council lu ñu mujjee dépense si xaalis bi dafa ëpp million.
waaw
nee na ndax machine bi mujjee naa wér dañ ko liggéeyoon mu wér ba mu baax.
machine bi baaxul.
The machine was not good.
It was not good.
Not at all.
Because D9 bi mu ñëwee.
When the D9 was brought back.
boobu daf dee tànga.
It starts.
waaw. D8 bi.
The D8.
boobu cylinder head bi dafa amoon problème.
There was a cylinder head problem.
depuis bu mu ñëwee.
Since it was brought back.
man maa ko fixaat ak suma team bi.
I am the one and my team. Myself and my team fixed that problem.
Wow.
Yes.
noonu la doon doxee ba mu taxaw.
That was how it was working until it have another subsequent problem.
waaye depuis bu mu jógee Dakar mos na liggéey nag.
But since it was from Senegal, it have never functioned.
Any questions in relation to the D8, D9? To the witness?
Yes. I just want to know whether at any point did the DA and D9 do any work at the dump site?
mu ne lu mu jëna bëgg pour xam mooy ndax mos na am jamono nga xam ne D8 ak D9 dañuy defoon seen liggéey si dump site bi.
dañ doon comme dañ doon liggéey.
Whether the purpose for which they were taken to the dump site, were they able to use the bulldozers to do the work?
nee na dalil wala sabab li lu tax sabab bi nga xam ne boobu moo tax ñu isi ko si dump site bi ndax mun nañu liggéey foofu.
waaw ñu ngi doon liggéey.
8 and 9 yes they were working.
ñu ngi doon liggéey.
Now, for D8, how much fuel do you normally use to fuel it?
nee na su ñëwee si D8 nee na ñaata gasoil la day jël bés bi.
D8 because man dama waxoon gaay ne ñu ko jox 200 liters because fuel pump bu mag la.
My advice to council was that it should be supplied 200 liters because it has a huge pump.
Because tank bi si boppam daf day jël 400.
Because the capacity of the tank is about 400 liters.
waaw waaye dama wax ne ñu jox ko 200.
But my advice to them is that let us be giving it half of it, and that is 200 liters. So that the pump will stay longer. But they responded by saying that that is too high for them.
So how many times do you dress the dump site?
Nyata yon gen dress dump site.
No, dressing dump site bobu. How manyata yon la dal?
Well, for that,
I
don't know because normally I stay at the garage.
So problem I'm for
whenever there is a problem or when a problem occurs, that is the time I used to go there.
Thank you, Council.
Yes, Commissioner Seda, you may proceed.
Thank you. Are you telling us that with all the money spent to do the maintenance in Dakar, when the bulldozer came to Dakar, it's not been working?
Mina dafa bëgg pour nga leeral fii kuma xaalis bu bëri boobu bi nga xam ne council dépasse nañ ko si bulldozer yooyu bu ñu ko dellooyee jógee ko Sénégal ba fii ba léegi bulldozer yooyu mënuñ liggéey dara.
liggéeyut.
No, they don't at all. They did not function at all.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Chairperson. We will want to proceed with the witness after break. Yeah.
You may rise.